Hello, this is your friend Daniel Kwame Pobi welcoming you to HiCat's Leadership 360. This is where we discuss all things in relation to how you grow your leadership and build yourself to exert that influence in the space where you find yourself. On behalf of the HiCat team, I welcome you. If this is your first time watching any of our videos, I encourage you to click on that subscribe button, click that bell button so you receive notification as soon as our videos are available. We are growing together, we are increasing together. And let me remind you that HiCat's emotional intelligence course is still available. Check our link, click on it, and register and be part of this course. It doesn't matter when you start, anytime it's cool. You go at your own pace and you build yourself in emotional intelligence skills. This episode, we are looking at a topic that says the mindset of innovation. The mindset of innovation. You know, we've been looking at some attitudes that leaders are supposed to have that ensures that your leadership bears a lot of fruit and impact where you find yourself. And in this episode, we are looking at one of those which we have titled The Mindset of Innovation. The Mindset of Innovation. So we'll be looking at what innovation is. We'll talk about the mindset of innovation, and we'll check and see that we receive our innovation spirit from the very source. Our creator gave that to us, and we are supposed to manifest that attribute of our creator. So let's just get into it. What is innovation? What is innovation at all so far as leadership is concerned? What is innovation? Now, we want to look at innovation as the capacity to create new approaches and concepts to deal with old and new challenges. So there may be old and new challenges, and the leader is innovative if you are able to create new approaches just so you take care of these old or new challenges that you face in the organization. It also speaks to the ability that leaders have in combining and coming out with new things. Just your ability to see those possibilities is what sets you apart as a leader that is innovative. Now, this innovation that we're talking about, you need it because you are going to encounter old problems will pop up. New challenges and problems will also pop up. Now, it is the leader's attitude of innovation that ensures that you come out with solutions that help you and your team to achieve and move towards the direction that you want to get yourself to. Now, let me share with you some of the uh, let me call them yes, innovations that I've seen in parts of the world. In Ghana, especially, I can talk about there is this meat pie that we call a dinkra. Now, this everyone does meat pie. Everyone just sells meat pie on the streets, and you see small shops selling meat pie all over the place. Now, this organization or company comes up and they just tweak it a bit, and all of a sudden, their meat pie becomes so popular, especially in the city of Accra. Everyone wants to buy a Dinkra meat pie because they just brought a certain innovation to how they prepare their meat pie and how they put that together. We were in this country when a certain company also came out with some disruption in the area of breakfast. Now, they call themselves Cocoa King. Cocoa King. Now, usually people enjoy their porridge in the mornings for breakfast or Milo or other beverages for breakfast. Now, this company comes up and says that instead of going somewhere to stand and queue and get yourself some porridge or some beverage for breakfast in the morning, we are bringing it to you. It's already packed and packaged, neatly done, and just you don't even need to stop right there in your car. We get it served to you, and then everything is inside there. You have the bread or the sandwich or the buffalo or whatever you want to accompany. The granite is packaged, the sugar and everything is packaged inside there and is offered to you. You take it along to your office and you can have your breakfast. Now, that was a way of disrupting this whole process of people getting breakfast. And Coco Cane really has brought a lot of innovation to this area. Now you see other companies picking up what Coco King came our way. But that is an example. Another example I can give still from Ghana, Accra, and other places is one bread seller, one bread baking company. They call them A1. Now, the way they just stormed the market, the way A1 just stormed the market, it was just amazing. And it's just about just putting some new approaches or bringing about some new ways of doing all things that differentiated them from the rest of the people. We are talking about the leaders' ability, to create new approaches and concepts to deal with old or new problems or challenges. And this is what this bread baking company, bread has existed way longer than you can imagine. But this company comes out and they call themselves A1, and they were able to break through the market to the extent that all over the place you see them different areas and different routes. When you are traveling, they are there. A lot of people take note of the fact that a lot of people stopped whatever job or business they were doing to come and sell A1 bread because of the commission that they will get. But that is innovation. People were selling bread before A1 came. How come that people have left their jobs and businesses that they were doing to come and sell A1 bread? There is something that they are doing which makes them different, and that is what we're talking about. That as leaders, we need to find ways, different ways, and different approaches and concepts to tackle the old issues and the new challenges that we will have to contend with. Now, another example I want to give to you: people will want to take aerial photos. Sometimes they have to climb tall buildings or look for a structure that is tall enough, stand on it, and then they take those aerial shots and bring them to you. You got to a time some will fly in helicopters, and then so the helicopter is flying, then you see the cameraman hanging out there and taking the shots so they can bring those things to you. All of a sudden, someone comes and says that let's come out with something that we call a drone. A drone just flies, taking the job of a helicopter pilot and taking also the job of the photographer or cameraman who would have gone up there, reduced all the risk. Someone is standing on the ground and it's just controlling the drone from down there, and the drone is able to take the shots. It's about coming out with new approaches, just some new approaches and concepts to take care of what is already existing, some old problems or some new challenges that will come up. And not too long ago, people were not interested in aerial photos, and then we got interested in aerial photos because people took shots from the top there, and they looked so beautiful. Now that has evolved to the extent that we have drones taking care of this aspect of taking aerial shots for us. So innovation is something that you as a leader you will need to be able to overcome many challenges and problems that you will have to face in your organization or in your family setting. We will also see innovation as the creation or development or application of untested ways of solving old and new problems. So there is also this approach that the initial one we're discussing in the examples are old things that people just tweaked them a bit and brought some new approaches to whatever was existing before. Some also venture into untested waters. areas that people have not ventured before. Now, as we speak, look at Uber. Uber brought about a certain kind of innovation that did not exist before. Normally, you will walk to the roadside and look for a taxi that is passing by, and they came up with an app that will bring the taxi straight to where you are living. The taxi comes to pick you. After they innovated and brought this untested area out and it was working very well, others have also come on board, and there have been variety. Some have even expanded beyond taxi to provide other services also in that same area. The same app, you can use it to order other things, and then you are provided those services and supply those services. But that is what Uber did. Just something that had never been done before. Everyone knows that you go to the roadside and order, and then this company Uber says that, look, you don't have to look for. We will pull the taxis together, we will pull the riders together. You just get our app and you can order any of them. And even if you don't like it, you can change and order another one. Yes, and that is an innovation, just bringing something that had never been tested before. You know of Thomas Edison and the bulb, the light bulb that he brought out for us. These are things that were not previously done, that these guys brought on board, and it was just new. In Ghana, there is this lady who is called Bernice Dapa. Bernice Dapa says that instead of all these metallic bicycles and all those things, let's go eco-friendly. And then they came out with Ghana bamboo bikes. Ghana bamboo bikes, very eco-friendly, and they provided bicycles and provided jobs and training and empowerment to women, and solve community problems because the raw materials were available in the community. They just process them, and you get your bicycles and you can ride them everywhere that you want to go to. There is also this Kenyan boy, Richard Turere, who thought about the fact that lions were praying over their kettle, the family kettle that they were rearing, and he came out with lion's light, and he just used that to scare the lions away from consuming the kettle that they were keeping as a family. This is a Kenyan boy, around 11, 12, 13-year old, yeah, young man. And he came out with this innovation, just thinking about the issues and the problems they are having to contend with. And he came out with something so great. Now, there is another gentleman in Ghana. You may have heard his name. His name is Nelson Boateng. Nelson Boateng says that the plastics and the waste, those things that are causing already environmental challenges for us, he can pull them together and get blocks or bricks or pavement blocks out of them so we can use for buildings and constructions, and he's done that. Example is, it's in the news, and it's online. You can access some of these references that I'm making, and these are innovative ways, creating something, developing something, carving something out that previously did not exist. And these guys did this and have gone a long way to show that if you are able to tap into that ability of yours, that if you're able to think that there is something inside you that you can draw out for society to benefit, that capacity to think beyond the known and defy the norm, and come out with something that you believe in, and the fact that you have that ability to deliver whatever you can dream is what makes someone lead and show forth their capacity to be innovative. And that is what we're talking about, because it's a skill, it's an ability that every leader needs. Every leader needs. You can imagine if your team is stuck and you show up and you are able to provide a different way, another way of going about it, and then the problem is solved. You just change the dynamics altogether, and the system just responds to whatever you put out there, and then the organization or the team moves forward. That is leadership. That is what leaders are supposed to do. So we're saying that one of the principal characteristics of effective leaders is the ability to think outside the box, to be able to move out of the familiar and what out of what they have always done and out of what they have always been used to, and come out with things that are new and fresh, things that have never been tried before or even been tried before, but they come out with something that is a better version of what existed before. Then you show leadership. So true leaders, they learn from their past experience. The only difference is that they don't live in the past. They allow their past experiences to teach them, just that they never live in those past moments. They don't dwell there and say that this is how we have always done it and this is how we have always lived. Someone says that the last 7 words of a dying church, this is how we have always done it. But the moment you start saying things like that, you're on your way out. You're on your way out. So leaders don't allow their past to dictate to them. They don't allow their past to entrap them or to keep them caged and bogged down and not able to move forward. They know that there is a past, okay, but they allow that past to influence their thinking for the future. They won't allow the past to trap the future and prevent the future from unfolding. And that is leadership. You being innovative, thinking outside the box. There is a problem, there is a challenge. You begin to look at things differently from how you have looked at it? You have tried this and tried this and tried this, and it's not working. Can you try that? Can you try something else? Can you just tweak things a little bit and see what the outcome will be? Sometimes you try, it doesn't work. Like Thomas Edison, we are told he tried it more than 1,000 times before he got that product that we all are happy about. So you try this, it doesn't work. You try this, it doesn't work. Try something new. If that doesn't also work, try another. And keep trying till you find what solves your issue for you, and that gives you the best results that you so desire. So we need to understand as leaders that we have the capacity. For me, that is what is critical, that we have the capacity to combine these old ideas from the past and these old concepts from the past that we can use to create new ones. We can use that to create new concepts for ourselves. It's possible. That ability to think, the possibility in itself is a strength that leaders have. Followers will think that, well, let's wait. This is all we can do. So we are stuck. But a leader should be able to think outside the box and come out with new ways that we can approach the challenge or the problem that we find ourselves. And I want to touch on the third area where I say that, look, what we are talking about as innovation is really an attribute of God that has been transferred to us as His creation, so we can also live like our God who created us lived. It's a spirit of God that has also been deposited in us, and so it's something that comes from God. Because we are created in the image and likeness of God, who is our creator. And when God was doing His creation, He did not create it from what existed before. And there were times that He created things out of what existed before. He will call things from what existed and what used to be. He created with diversity different things, and He never repeated any of His creation. He was always creating something new. He was always doing something new, and he never did any miracle twice. He did this, and the next time He's doing another. The next time He's doing another. Every day He did something new. So He solved problems and challenges and difficulties in non-traditional and unexpected ways that will tell you and I that there are possibilities out there beyond what we already know. And that's the point that we are making in this episode, that we as leaders ought to be innovative. We need to tap into the creative ability that God has deposited in us to come out with new concepts and new ideas and new approaches and new ways of doing things to solve the problems, whether they are old problems or they are new problems. And we cannot exist and believe in impossibilities and still see innovation in our space. We need to be like God. God never believed anything was impossible. When he was calling anything into being, he believed that what he was calling into being will happen and come into being as he wanted it. And he never dealt with us as human beings according to our own expectations or the norms that existed before. And that should be a yardstick for us to also direct our lives in ways that allow innovation and creativity to come out of our lives. The point that I want to add here is that if you have a predetermined mind, if you have a predetermined mindset, it hinders your ability to be creative. It doesn't allow you because you just you are preset, and your mindset is predetermined and you are fixated there, and it doesn't allow you to come out creatively. So to become that leader that you were born to be, and to manifest that spirit of leadership that is hidden and dormant inside you, you need to cultivate this attitude and this mindset of innovation. This spirit of innovation, you need to let it come out. You need to let it manifest. And don't be afraid to rise above mediocrity. Don't be afraid to rise above the little things that we probably are familiar with in our space. Harness that creativity and explore the uncharted path that people may not be familiar with. Create new paths and get people also to follow you. Great leaders, they don't follow paths, they create trails for others to follow them. So I'm inviting you that is listening to me now to begin to venture and dare into areas that you've never tread before. Begin to tap into the unknown that is within you, that is deposited inside you. Bring that out and show forth that creativity. Leaders take time to set, think, they reflect and think about the issues that are confronting them, and by that they are able to come out with solutions that are innovative, come out with new things that probably have not been done before. So you are listening to me. My point is that venture into those uncomfortable zones of your life, that uncomfortable area, venture into it. Tap into that space of yours that has been left dormant all this while, and be innovative. That is the point. Be innovative and change. Well, thank you very much for being with us on this episode, and thank you for your custom. Share this video with others. Invite others to join this community and let us grow together. Thank you very much. Until we meet again in the next episode, it is bye bye from us. Take care.